What's up, family? How are you guys doing today? Hopefully, everything is well. Really quick, we're about to check out the news, figure out which pairs have the volatility for the week, and from there, I'm going to take a look at a couple of trade setups. Let's see. Excuse me. So Monday we have Euro news, pound news, USD news during the New York session. Let's see. Kyle, what up? How you feeling? So let's take out Euro, Pound, and USD pairs. Bet. Let's see. I wonder if we turn this thing like this. Oh, that works. Chief, what's up? Gator, what up? Girls didn't sugar. What's up, man? Alright, so we're hopping on to take a look at which pairs had the volatility in the market. Mooks, what up? Right now, so far we see, let me see if y'all can get in there. We see Euro, USD, and Pound pairs. NBA, what up? So we're looking at the market, looking at those pairs to see if we can find a trade setup. So last week with you guys, we took this US 30 buy from the bottom, okay? We got over 1,000 pips on that, and TP1 and 2. No, I'm sorry, just TP1 was hit on that. Win. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm actually looking for this pullback on US 30, man. So that's exactly what I was about to tell you guys. So I'm glad you already saying bull trap, because that's sweet. So what I did, what is your name so I can address you? BlackRock. So this is what I did, BlackRock. Excuse me. On this daily time frame, I noticed this area of structure right here that was broken, and I also noticed that price never pulled back to retest this area, okay? We have all of those really close rejections right there, but price failed to break beneath it. So we actually took this sell from the highs, and I got a 1 to 32. I took multiple positions, a 1 to 32, a 1 to 27, and I got, where's the other one? Right here, a 1 to 14, all on the way down. Heard of the stairs down elevator? No, I haven't. But I'm pretty sure it's similar to the bell curve or the jump. Excuse me. So after we took this trade right here from the lows, when I tell you we got in at the lows, BlackRock, let me show you the exact trade. Let me show you how sweet this thing was. So what I'm going to right now is to pull up where I actually called this trade setup on, go up slow and sharp down. Yeah, pretty much bear flat. Now with this one, we call this thing all the way at the lows right here. That's when I called this trade out and sent it into the group. Let me hit that play button. Boom, from there we got straight action. Now, BlackRock, I'm with you. I was looking for a pullback on US 30, right? But on this daily time frame, well, not this daily, this 4 hour, if we manage to get a break above this area of resistance right here, then what I'll do is move my stop loss up to let price run if it decides to. But I was honestly looking for a pullback to retest this level again. Oh, I am. I tell you, I'm moving this stop loss and profit. We're up way too much to lose on a winning trade setup. And with this being our entry down here at the lows, we can protect it without being fearful of anything. So I'm definitely in the same place as you, my brother. I'm looking for the fake out. Because normally, this is how we trade. After I see these areas in the market creating relatively equal lows, if I'm in a buy, in most cases, the market will reach slightly underneath those areas. And if the trend reversal is real, then we'll see a continuation to the upside. So that's why we're watching this. Now, this was a beautiful trade setup. Now, trade of the week last week was gold. Yep, slippage overstock you out. Yeah, but see, my entry is all the way at the low. So the slippage won't get me. Now, if you were looking to, let me go back. If you entered anywhere in the middle on US 30, then yeah, definitely. Yeah, gold, that's my baby too, Mook. That's my baby too. So if you entered anywhere in here, you're in trouble. I can actually just leave this thing right here at break even down here for my last position to see if this level is actually retested, which is what I was looking to see earlier, but it did not happen. It continued to run, so I just let it happen. So with that being said, what I'm doing so I can be aware of exactly what you're talking about, BlackRock, is I'm just going to set an alert right here. It did gap up, but it gapped up right into a resistance area. Now, I have seen some cases where price will gap up, you'll get a slight pullback to about 50% of that gap, and then it'll continue that uptrend. But with this thing gapping up right into a resistance level, I have also seen this happen, and it will just drop. Okay? So, in being aware of those two things, what we're doing to make sure that we're protected in this process is putting an alert here to let us know, and also an alert here, and we'll treat it like the break and retest method. Okay? We also got this 200-day EMA on the 4-hour right above this level right here. Let me go down to a smaller time frame. Okay, so yeah, on the 3-hour and 2-hour is damn near touching. No, the 2-hour is definitely touching price. So let's just see exactly what happens. We'll leave those alerts there so we can get a better idea, and we'll respond accordingly. Now back to gold. Jackie, what up? How you doing? All right, back to gold. So with gold, man, this was our trade of the week. I'm gonna walk you through this thing really quick. So gold did exactly what I was expecting from US 30. So let me show you why I chose to enter this position, and we'll go from there. So on the 36 minute, I spotted bearish divergence. If you guys aren't familiar with bearish divergence, it's when you see your price chart creating higher highs, right? And you go down to your RSI and it's creating lower highs. This shows you that there's a high probability of a reversal playing out in the market. So after I saw that and using it for multiple times, I didn't get excited. I noticed that I would normally see 3 touches on the trend line before we get a rejection. Now, even though this thing hit twice here, since it's in consolidation, I only counted that as 1 touch. And we did this in our live video. I told everybody that, let me go up so you guys can see. So we were right here where this double top is. As soon as I saw that in the market, we were actually up here before this candle even closed. I said we were going to wait till that candle closed, set a limit order right at this area, and go to sleep and let it activate. Okay? That's exactly what happened. That first trade setup got activated. We hit TP1 very quick. Then I noticed something on the hour time frame. Real cool, real cool. So you guys see me, if you've joined us before or you've seen me do this, where I pretty much just trap price. We wait for the breakout and we enter in on Wrong tool. We enter in on the retest. So after it breaks, we set an alert and enter in on a retest. That's exactly what we did here. Okay? Took profit, jumped back in this trade, and as soon as we got into that baby, as soon as we got into it, we hit TP1 again and TP2. Now, the concept that I use, let me show you up here, is relatively simple. I try to use simple concepts to remove all of this unnecessary terminology and pointless extra ass strategies, just to be honest with you. So really, in the market, if you're in an uptrend, price started to consolidate. If you entered in at the lows, the safest thing is to move your stop loss beneath, let price play out here. If you get a break above in a retest, that shows you that your uptrend is still intact. The only thing that we'll do is move that stop loss. Now, vice versa, let's say we're looking for sales, which is what we looked for. Price consolidated at those highs. We waited until we saw the break beneath, and we entered in on a retest. So as long as you can trap price when it's moving sideways, crypto, how you feeling? As long as you can trap price when it's moving sideways and be able to spot the breakout, then you are good to go. That's exactly what we did on gold to get those two setups, okay? We used consolidation on a smaller time frame, and we also used it on a higher time frame. So let me go down here. All right, boom. So on this smaller time frame, let me show you the consolidation here. This area, okay? So that's what we use for the first trade setup. Let me get rid of this. And for the second trade setup, I'll show you. Let's go to a higher time frame. Okay, the exact same thing, okay? So I used the micro consolidation and macro consolidation to enter in the same damn trade setup. So keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it simple, definitely. All right, so we got USD news coming up. On the 4 hour, we have the exact same thing going on, okay? So let me remove this and show you what I mean. This entire area is now consolidation, okay? On the higher time frame, this is your breakout of consolidation. So I was actually looking for a price to pull back to retest this zone on the 4 hour time frame. Let me turn that around. If price manages to reach this level but fails to break above, yes, I'm adding another sell on gold. Now, when in looking for this, I know we got news tomorrow. Let me see what's going on Tuesday. We got USD news Tuesday. If it don't play out Monday, great chance we can see this thing playing out Tuesday. Which USD pairs do I like? I don't have a favorite pair, okay? My thing that I love, Cezanne, is volatility, okay? That's why we go to the news first. Every pair eventually trades in consolidation. Now, the news gives you a good idea of when you can see an impulse, which is the break above consolidation or the break below. And those moves normally happen really fast, and that's the exciting part that everybody wants to trade. So in knowing that we want to be a part of the movement when it comes to the market, that's why I focus more on the volatility than developing a certain relationship with a specific pair, because you are always going to find a time where there are really no trade setups like this. Now, you have some scalpers that got the discipline enough to enter in at the lows and exit at the highs, but most people that are trading, they don't. Any trade setup that they get in, they think that shit going to the moon. To the moon, to the moon, to the moon, and it's not a reality at all. So the thing that we do to remove ourselves away from that false narrative is only trading the breakouts of consolidation, especially when consolidation is happening on a high time frame like the 2 hour, the 4 hour, something like that. We want to get those impulsive moves. Yeah, we keeping tempo of the chart. Exactly. Izzy, what up? How you feeling? All right. So let's set an alert right here, man. Ham, how you doing, Ham? We want to set an alert right here to look for that extra position. Now, if that happens, there is a huge chance we could actually see a break of this level right here. Now, I put TP3 here just to be conservative, okay? Underneath this area of structure, the next structural level is this area right here. So I didn't want to overreach or be greedy with this position. You trying to get into day trading, but you know nothing? Well, brother, you made it to the right spot because you can learn for free, okay? Algo trading. Well, let's see. Really, what we do is the same thing for the most part, okay? Let me get this out the way. So, Ham, we actually got a Trading Essentials bundle that's going to walk you through setting up your demo account and your live account. I teach you how to place your trade setups. I teach you how to monitor the trade setups, and we give you a complete trading plan. So when you see me going live, you'll be able to hop on and trade with us. All of the trade setups that I'm actually going over, I've shared not only on YouTube, but on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So all of these are live setups that we not only called, but we executed it live as well. All right, so you're more than welcome to tap in. And to get that website, let's see, you go to ProfitTakersEU.com. And then, let's see, what's the home page? Boom, this is the home page. Why the internet want to go slow? That's wow. Okay, this is a test of your patience. Well, okay. The homepage is the homepage. You'll know it when you see it. But you just click the bundles tab. It'll bring you here. You come down to the Trading Essential bundle. It's free, like I said. You get access to all of those things. You also get the free trial to our Mindset Series Structure Breaking. So while I'm going through these things, you guys will hear me say that a lot about the importance of the psychological aspect of trading. Too many people skip over it and they deal with it once you start trading, which is the worst place to meet it. Because now every mistake that you're making is going to become the chart's fault versus a reflection of your lack of discipline or accountability with your skill set. So we want to get you guys focused on yourself first and then get into trading. But all throughout the process, you can still earn while you learn, okay? So, USD. Oh, damn, okay. My bad, Cesar. You are everywhere. Okay. Got you. Got you. Sean, how you feeling, Doc? Good to see you. Let's see. Okay. Now, say we had pound news last week. We actually should have took this buy. This shit couldn't have played out any better, really. We're at this level here, and I noticed the same thing that we saw when we looked at gold, which is bearish divergence. If we got new people hopping on, let me show you what that is. Bearish divergence is when you're looking at your price chart. Your price chart is obviously creating higher highs, and then you go down to an oscillator like your RSI, and it's creating lower highs. Okay? Now, I said the same thing. We want to wait until we get that last touch. So we actually called a buy from here, but we did not take it. Now, let me show you something. Right above that area we were talking about, price consolidated. I don't know if you guys are familiar with stop hunting, But let me tell you, this game is man-made and is man-manipulated. Okay? Normally where you see consolidation in the market, this is where the manipulation begins. You'll see a quick drop beneath those areas. Let me give you an example. And matter of fact, I'll actually show it to you in a trade setup. You get a quick drop beneath or above it, and then it'll move in the opposite direction. So if we get a pullback, we're actually going to take this buy to exit at this level. So let me set some alerts on this thing. That'll give us a 1 to 8, and I will go back to another pound pair after this. What I'm going to do right now is give you guys a live example of that playing out. And if you check out my page, you'll actually see this trade setup. I show you where we called it, and I show you the results of it. What time frame was this thing on? Let's see. This was it here. So this move here, okay, let me show you. Can you show how to set alerts? Yes, I can, Julian, I got you. So I can show you that really quick. So with the alerts, you just come over to the right-hand side. We're on Trading View. Nora, how you feeling? And you click that plus sign, and you can set that alert at any price point that you think is worthy, okay? Oh, that's what it is. I'm looking for U.S. oil. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so right here, I want you guys to pay attention to this. All right, now with this stop hunting thing. In the live session, price was right here, okay? One thing that I tell guys is when you see consolidation and you're not already in the trade setup, we mark that as a no trade zone. That's why we got this drawn to a right here, because I told everybody to stay the hell away from it. Now, what we waited on was for liquidity or stop losses to be captured. So let me paint the picture. Now that this thing is in a sale, you always got traders that's late to the party that just want to jump in some shit. So that's what it is, okay? This thing is moving. People are extremely excited, and they're jumping into sales, but they are entering in bad areas. So the people that are entering in the sales in this area, they're putting their stop losses right here, okay? So after noticing this and trading like this a few times, I advised everybody to wait until we got a retest of this area of consolidation that was broken, and then we would take our sell to the downside. And this thing played out masterfully, man. Get rid of that. Okay, yeah, it played out masterfully, pulling back to wick our position and dropping into profit, giving us 523 pips on this one move before price consolidated again. Okay? So we're pretty much doing this, but in reverse. So, pound AUD. We got this area of structure right here. Price broke above it, and now it's consolidating right above it. All of these rejections at the highs, we got stop losses above it, and we have stop losses beneath this area. So in betting on market manipulation, there's a great chance that the stop losses beneath can get taken out before it makes this move, capturing the money on both sides, okay? The more you can tap into a criminal mindset with trading, the better you'll be. These people didn't make this for you to make money, okay? They made it to take your money. And you start thinking like that, you can start seeing what a manipulation is and the best way to take advantage of it. So that's what I want to bring awareness to. Anytime you see consolidation, that's not your area to trade. You need to be looking beneath or above it, okay? Excuse me. So pound, what else did we see? Was it pound CAD? No, we were waiting on a couple things. Okay, cool. So we need to see what happens here. If we get another rejection right here at this area, if this holds to be valid support, we're looking for pretty much a bull flag on pound CAD, right? Prices in the uptrend, you get a pullback before a price breaks above. Let's see where our 200-day EMA is. Oh, it's underneath price. That's pretty cool. Yeah, with that 200-day being underneath price like that, that's a good chance that this area could be the support area that we were talking about. Now, again, with making shit simple for us, we're going to use those alerts. We're going to place an alert right above, and we're going to place an alert below. It's already one there. So it's nothing that we need to do. Mr. Saucy, what up? We're going to come back during the London session after these alerts are triggered to see what's going on. Big facts say, Zon, as above, so below. Or as below, so above. Fine Shift Antic, what up? How you feeling? Can you explain the difference between retesting and rejecting? Yeah, no problem. All right, so let me draw this. Let me find a good spot. Okay. So give me a second. All right. So let's do a retest first. Okay. So what I'll do is draw as consolidation. That's what I'll draw. So when I'm referring to retest, this goes with a trading method called break and retest. So let's say price is consolidating. You clearly identified it, whether you're using your rectangle tools the way I just did, or if you take something as simple as the arrow and place it above and beneath. This is you trapping price or identifying that consolidated area. The break would be creating a higher high, okay? The retest is price pulling back to that area that it broke. In most cases, after that retest, you'll see price continue in that direction, okay? So this gives you a visual and lets you know if we do get a break of this area of consolidation, what we'll do is enter on the retest. And what I mean by enter is take our buys because we're looking for a buy from there. All right. Now it's the exact same thing. This can be seen even clearer with a fair value gap. You are right. You can definitely see it clear with a fair value gap. In most cases, the fair value gaps happen right at the resistance area of consolidation or right at the support area. You'll see them happen right where the break is, okay? Now, with the downside, right? Still talking about retest. With the downside, it's the same thing, just going in reverse, okay? So let's say price decides to break beneath. The retest is when price pulls back to touch the level that it broke again. Same concepts. The retest lets you know where you should enter in your trade setup. So now, since we got that break below, we're looking for sales. This area is our entry, and we're taking a continuation of the downtrend. And then waiting for the break and retest or waiting for these rejections, what happens is you find yourself getting way better risk reward setups for your trades. Now, I don't care what anybody says. There's a lot of different trading strategies, and a lot of them work. So if it's good for you, then that's cool. That's beautiful. I have nothing to say against it. But as far as longevity, this risk reward tool will determine whether you win for a short period or an extended period. So for instance, right now this thing says 1 to 2.22. This means you put up $10, you're gonna win $22. Okay? You have to be extremely accurate trading with a risk reward like this to be consistently profitable. So in seeing this, what I did was I figured out areas where I could enter in the market, where I could minimize my risk and maximize my gains. And this is the name of the game. This is where that discipline comes in. Scott, appreciate the follow, Scott. Somebody else just jumped in. Isabella, welcome. How you doing? Yeah, so that's the name of the game. Really controlling that risk reward. If you can find trade setups at least 1 to 3, that's beautiful. But if you guys just jump on and watch what we're doing and practice this yourself, I guarantee you'll start seeing 1 to 5s, 1 to 6 trade setups, which will put you further ahead of the game. That way, if you have a minor setback as far as a loss, then you'll be able to sustain instead of blowing your account. So that's the retest. Now, as far as those rejections, okay, let me give you another example. What makes up for the? It makes up for the losses. Definitely, it makes up for the losses. So the rejection is when it returns but does not break. Exactly. Okay. So I was just about to write this example, and you pretty much got it. You're a brilliant guy. But let me just do it anyway. So let's say prices consolidating above this area, right? And now we get this break. Cool, we get this break. Now let's say we get a retest of resistance. But like you said, it retests that area, but it does not break above it. That is what you call a rejection. Now I want you guys to keep in mind these simple concepts when you're looking at rejections. When the market is in the uptrend, it's making higher highs and higher lows, whether you see it formed in a perfect channel like this, or it's in this formation, which is what you'll see most likely. Okay. This is normally how price responds. Okay. But it's still making higher highs and higher lows. Anytime you're looking at a potential uptrend, price rejects, well, let's say moves in the opposite direction, it pulls back to retest and you get a rejection, the thing you should be looking at is those lows. If these lows do not hold price, you'll see a continuation in that downtrend. And what I'm doing is just using these simple concepts. If price is going to continue going up, we need to be seeing higher highs, higher lows. If it doesn't, and we start seeing lower highs, we're moving in the opposite direction. Vice versa. If price was moving down, we see consolidation. We get a break of consolidation, and price starts creating higher highs versus lower lows. That downtrend is dead. So, yes, I use candlesticks. Yes, I have developed a strategy with those candlesticks and using other methods in the market. But the bulk of my trading is this simple shit right here: identifying trapping price, using the break and retest method, identifying key levels in the market so I know where to expect rejections from. And the way that I identify the key levels is by using higher time frames. So we looked at this area as a key level that just so happened to line up with our 50 fib. Let's show y'all that 50. Boom. But let me show you why. Excuse me. On the daily, if we go back to the past, this is the big piece. You have to go back to the past to see or get a better understanding of what's going to happen right now. Pretty much the same thing with life. This is like a form of self-reflection. Let's go look at the past, analyze the patterns so we can see what's more likely to happen. God dang it, this thing is back there. Let me tighten up this chart, see if we can get a little closer, a little faster. All right, cool. There we go. So I put the wrong time frame. It was actually the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour time frame, all the way back here in the past, price created a double top right here. And this thing was never retested. Not only was it never retested, it just so happened to fall right on the 50 fib. No coincidences. When you start seeing shit like that, that should give you extra confidence or trust in whatever setup you're looking at. Oh my God, hold on a second. That thing was way back there. All right, here we go. So we know that zone. Let me change that. That is not the daily zone. Let me change this before we continue. Are you gonna let me in there? 4 hour. All right, cool. In this 4 hour zone, we know we got a double top up there. Now I want y'all to pay attention how price is responding. It went up only to touch that 50 fib, then it dropped, okay? But look at this. It only dropped to retest the support level right here, which is the level that it just broke, okay? So if this level holds, we'll see that continuation from here. But another thing we got to keep in mind, we talked about it. Stop hunting. Right here, we got a rejection, rejection, rejection. So we got 3 rejections at the same zone. And we also have a low here. There's definitely money in stop losses underneath this area. That's why I did not jump into the buy just because it pulled back. No, we got to keep all of these things in mind. I want to wait to see if price is going to drop, capture these stop losses, and maybe test one of these levels and then pull up. So I'm not taking the trade setup on this thing until Tuesday so I can get a clearer picture. This guy's a genius. Oh, thank you, Cesar. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. Snail, how you doing, bro? I appreciate the like. What pair is this? This is pound CAD, but I want you to keep in mind that the processes that we're looking at, we're just looking at price action. So no matter what pair you trade, what commodity, stock option, crypto, it's all the same thing. I guarantee you. Okay, it's all the same thing. So don't let them fool you by making you think certain things respond differently. They do not. And I heard some people like, oh, this is a cool Forex strategy, or this is a cool option strategy. Man, all of this shit is the same. You ready to jump on SPY? So pretty much the same thing with SPX is the same thing going on with US 30. Okay? So I started to take the buy on all of these things, but I didn't. Okay? So on US 30, I'm in right here at these lows. This is definitely a major zone. Just after I took this sell, I left this thing alone. Ooh, man, we got a one. I don't know if y'all can see that, but we got a 1-72 risk reward sale on S&P 500 from using the same thing that I just showed you. So before we figure out what's going on, I just want to keep showing you guys the same thing so you can start seeing it for yourself. All right. So we talked about consolidation. Boom. This thing broke. We waited on the retest to add to that position and took it to the downside. I'm telling you, this thing is just that simple. Okay. Now, with this buy and with this the way this thing turned out right here, like I said, this is definitely a structural level, but I want you to pay attention. Everything that we just talked about is occurring right here. Price created this low right here that has not been it hasn't been retested. And this is a 4-hour time frame, so we got multiple candles down there in that low. What time frames do I like using? Hold on one second, I got you. Matter of fact, somebody drop a pair or something in the chat, and I'll show you exactly how I go through analyzing whatever it is. I don't care if it's options, forex. Just drop something in the chat. All right. So we talked about, what was it? Market manipulation, stop losses, liquidity, all of that good stuff. So that's exactly what's happening here. Okay. We got this impulse right here. delete. This area was structure. Price broke it. It didn't retest it yet. Okay. We also have some stop losses above. So we could see this move and this move happen on US 30 and SPY. So same thing. I'm going to take an alert, put it here. NVIDIA, yeah, let's do it. All right, cool. I snipe puts. They play out. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like puts, man. I like sales too. The sales happen way faster than the uptrend. Future King, what up, God? So look at that gold sale that what I just showed y'all. I want y'all to count how many candlesticks it took to create that move versus how many it took to fall. Okay, so on the way up, look at this. Matter of fact, let me use this. Okay, so let's start from here and go to the high. That took 13 candles on a 4-hour time frame. Now, from here to the low, to the TP2, that took 4 bars. So we had a crazy evening with looking for those sales. So I'm definitely with you. Sales, 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 sales. All right, NVIDIA, where are you? Staircase up, elevator down. Yes, sir. It taking time on the way up. It was more like suicide on the way down. That shit jumped out the window. It's like, damn, go, you good. Why is this not here? When did it move? Let me just type it in. I don't see it. I thought that was a part of my favorites. Hold on, let me add that really quick. Options. All right, cool. All right, let me get rid of this EMA. So we're about to start. Let me show you how I identify my setups and the time frames that I use. So I'm more of a top-down person when it comes to analytics. Oh yeah, NVIDIA used to be all the way up there before they broke down those shares. Okay, so I go to the monthly first. You got the same gold markup. All right then, Zion, that means you know where it's at. Live coins drop. Yeah. Free TikTok coins. Oh man. How you doing, man? Alright, so in this monthly, what I want to do is identify the key levels. I see we got multiple rejections up here at the highs. This is definitely a key level. Okay. Damn, that was not the right one. Let me try that again. Key level. Boom. And price is clearly consolidating on this monthly. Okay, so let's just trap price. It's trapped in between two key levels right now with NVIDIA. Okay, so the reason we do that on the monthly is because on those smaller time frames, you could think you're at a valid level of support or resistance, maybe like on the 15 or the hour, and right above it or underneath it, you'll have a monthly zone. And those smaller time frame levels will get broken. You lose your trade setup. It hits that higher time frame level and it moves in the direction you intended it to go in, but without you in it. Okay, that's some bullshit. So that's why I came to these higher time frames. All right. Now on the weekly, you can clearly see price consolidating. All right. We're just gonna. I mostly use my arrows. This lets me know as soon as I see it where the money in the market is. We got stop losses above it for the people that are in the sales. For the ones that are in the buys, we got stop losses beneath. Okay, so we just trap price. At the top, we got multiple rejections. Down here, we got 3 of them. Now, I need to see where the next structural levels are. Tesla to 230 tomorrow. All right, Steven, we're going to take a look at Tesla and see what's going on. All right, cool. Let's go down to the daily. This thing gets choppy. Now, normally, when you have, let me show you this. This right here is a bear flag. Normally, when you see those bear flags formed in the market, price will retest them and then continue the downtrend. Okay? So, to be safe with this, can't ignore it. Let me go ahead and draw this thing out. To be safe with this, oh, that is what? Oh man. So so they just took off TikTok because I said Gold committed suicide. What? I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm talking about the market. They need to stop letting AI flag things and use real people. That's corny. Okay, that's trash. Okay, whatever. Sean, just me and you, and Cezanne. TikTok, they just got kicked out because Gold took himself out. Hold on, that's actually funny. But this will be recorded on YouTube, so let's just finish for the guy. Okay, so from here, the only thing that we got to do is keep it simple and use these alerts, okay? If Nvidia hits the or triggers the alert to the bottom, we'll be looking for sales to see this low taken out right here. On the opposite end, if price breaks above and triggers this alert, we'll look to see these highs retested, if not broken. Okay? Wow, that sucks. So, really, we got everything in place that we're looking for. We got those pound alerts set. So, Doc, we're taking a look at what is it? What is it? I just said it. Come on, brain. Be on my side. Give me a second, Doc. Pound AUD. We talked about that last week. Where are you? Here we go. Yeah, so pound AUD, we talked about that last week. We talked about this thing continuing this uptrend to retest this area before taking this move to the downside. So right here, what is this? The 4-hour time frame? Right here on this 4-hour Doc, if we get a break beneath this area to retest this zone, then we're taking the buy on pound AUD. Get these TPs in there. All right, cool. So that's what we're taking a look at on pound AUD. With US 30, we need to wait to see what happens. Yeah, they hate it. They hate it. They just kicked like 30 people off. Like, nah, boom. Get out of here. All right. US 30, where are you? US 30. Cool. So US 30, Doc, we got the alert set above and below. We already hit TP1. We're up like 1,300 pips on US 30 right now. But right here at the low, this zone was not retested yet. And it's the same thing that's on S&P 500. Okay? So if price fails to continue that uptrend, we're going to look for an area where we could possibly see the rejection to capture the stop losses right here and retest this level. So this could actually start pulling back by Tuesday Either Tuesday or Thursday. So either Tuesday or Thursday, if this is going to happen, we'll be looking for this area right here. And if price holds up right here, oh my goodness, you talking about a move. If price holds up right there, we have to see a retest of the highs. Look at this. Created this high and this thing just took a dump. We can't say the S word no more. But this thing took a dump and it never retested anything that it broke. Okay? None of those levels were retested. So if we get a retest of that level and price holds, we'll definitely see this area hit. And we're waiting to see what happens there. Okay? So at this point, we got to wait on price. And that will be it for today. I appreciate you guys for hopping on. You know what, Cezanne? This is definitely the time to have everything recorded because I can barely breathe. So we're going to have to get that done. But you guys be great, and we will see you in the AM. Oh, yeah. I just say to start with us for free, you guys can head to our website, ProfitTakersEU.com, and get that Trading Essential Bundle so we can get you started. You also get the free trial to our Mindset Series Structured Breaking. Along with it, you get our 6-week journal so you guys can learn to become more intentional with your words and treat yourself better. You're your best friend. So learn to uplift yourself with every moment you can. We also have a few books available on Amazon. 6 Steps to Trading with Consistent Results covers all of the concepts that you get in our charting sessions and our live sessions. We also have log books so you guys can track your trades and your emotional state in the process of executing. With our merch, it's available as well, so you guys support the vision, support the dream. And to join us, you can get that beginner bundle or upgrade to tier 2. But as always, remember, you're one trade away from living. Why fight to stay the same? TikTok was in there.
With the Amex Platinum Card, you can earn 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels. Now you can make every getaway even more rewarding. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
Your father knows about saving money. Everything I'm wearing, I've had since boot camp.
And I just saved on my car insurance for driving safe with USAA.
Auto insurance that flexes with you.
Hit the fit.
That's what we're made for.